Hello, and welcome back to your spiritual upgrade. My name is Greta Ertl here. I am your host, and I'm so excited to be tuning in and connecting with you today. I am talking about one of my very favorite things that has helped me grow and create my reality and experience so much magic. And I really believe this one thing is the key to creating your future and your life with the least amount of effort. And this is visualization. So, I have been using visualization probably since before I can even remember, and I'm sure you have too. And it's something that I really got into maybe 3 years ago as a regular practice. And visualization is a tool that helps you use your own power to build a life from your energy, from your vision. And when you learn how to utilize visualization, you will enjoy life more and manifest with more ease and grace. And it's just such a beautiful, practical tool that you can use every single day for free. And I actually have something for you at the end of this episode. So you're going to want to stay tuned because I've actually made something for you to make your visualization practice easier than ever. So the problem is when you are feeling stuck, it's because you are operating in your current identity. So you're focused on who you've been, on your past, on the physical reality in front of you. And you think that this is just the way that it is. You're like, well, my life is going to continue to produce the same amount of money, the same types of relationships, because that's what I've always done. That's what's possible for me. And like, I'm always going to live in this apartment because this is where I live now. And you aren't open to what else is possible because you're putting all of your belief in the past and in the present. And that is just limiting you so much in terms of what you're actually capable of producing with your own energy, frequency, and intention. You have to remember that you are part of God, spirit, source in a human body. Like you have the divine spark, the divine essence inside of you. The energy of the creator or God, call it whatever you want to call it, is within you. And we've come into this human form forgetting that that's true, only to ultimately remember our power and utilize it to create a life that is truly aligned with our heart, with our soul, with our destiny. And so I have been using visualization consistently since I would say, like I said, maybe 2 years ago. And that's when I really was like, whoa, this is the real deal. And it's something where, let's say that I want to create a new client, or let's say that I want my day to go a certain way. What I will do is pop on one of my guided by Greta visualizations. I also enjoy Joe Dispenza. I think my visualizations are some of the best. I have paid a lot of money to try different ones because I love to experiment. But the mine is really great, and I do like Joe Dispenza's. His aren't quite as guided, but simple things like envisioning the number in my bank account, envisioning a conversation that I'm going to have, practicing that in my mind and feeling the emotions attached to it, and then letting it go and watching it actually unfold is like truly tapping into the magic of life. And it's one of those things where you do the visualization once a day, you let it go, and in the visualization, like you're practicing feeling the feelings you want to feel, especially in the visualizations I have. You're practicing feeling joy, you're practicing feeling gratitude, you're practicing feeling abundance, you're practicing being in the energy of your highest self. And then you finish your visualization, you go on with your day. But because you've practiced those neural pathways in your brain, you'll find you're doing something as simple as washing the dishes or washing your face, and suddenly you feel that joy that you practice feeling during your meditation that morning. And with this practice, I have created so much more trust and faith in myself and in the magic of life, the magic of you being a creator. Being in a visualization practice helps you to practice being in the energy of inevitability, of it's done. And it allows you to get into a sense of wholeness and certainty, which is a muscle that you practice. It's not something that's just going to happen on its own when you get the money, when you get the clients. I mean, trust me, I've had so many things happen in my life that I thought was going to make me feel the way that I wanted it to make me feel. And it did for a moment, but it wasn't the reliance on needing that thing that ultimately brought it into my reality. It was practicing feeling feeling that I wanted that thing to give me first that actually brought it into my reality. Whenever you are waiting for something to come to make you feel the way that you think it's going to make you feel, that thing runs away from you. But when you practice feeling the way that you want to feel first, which again is a practice, then you lose the attachment and the need to have that thing happen to you, and you're just feeling it anyway. So when it actually comes, you've almost like forgotten, you've really detached. And I'm sure you have so many examples of this in your life of when you stopped checking your email, the email came in. When you stopped looking for a partner, the partner came in. And it's an annoying truth about reality. Honestly, it's a little bit annoying that this is how it works, but the whole purpose of it is to teach you about your own power. If we were rewarded for being needy and attached and reliant on things outside of us coming in to make us feel the way that we want to feel, that would be denying us of our true nature, which is being God consciousness, which is being spirit. Okay. And so visualization is an excellent tool to practice being in the feelings that you want to feel, being in the energy that you want to be in, like working out a muscle. It really is that. Like, if you're having a really hard time feeling abundant, there's nothing wrong with you. It's just you haven't practiced it enough. It's just like if you're having a hard time doing a push-up, it's not because you're flawed. It's because you just haven't worked those muscles out enough. And when you do, then suddenly the push-up's going to become a little bit easier. And it's the same with visualization. The more you practice being in abundance, the more you practice being in joy, the more you practice being in gratitude, it becomes more natural for you to feel that way without trying so hard. And with that said, we all get into periods of time where you're feeling a lot of joy, you're feeling a lot of abundance, your practices are dialed in, and then something happens and you lose focus and you are practicing a lot of scarcity and fear and doubt. This happens to me too. But visualization is one of those practices that always brings me back and reminds me and my brain that there are other possibilities out there. So let's talk about what is visualization. So simply put, it's the practice of creating vivid mental images of desired outcomes, actions, or experiences. And it involves mentally rehearsing a situation, goal, or movement in detail, engaging all of your senses and making the imagery as real as possible. And we know this is legit, especially now, because so many athletes, performers, celebrities, successful practitioners are coming out and talking about how they use visualization to enhance performance, build confidence, and manifest goals. There was that Olympian, and I'm not going to remember because I'm terrible at remembering names, but I can see her face and I can see the clip on TikTok or Instagram where she talks about she's an Olympian and she's talking about how she uses visualization every day to see herself winning. So this works. Now, when you think about visualization, you probably think about it as visual because it's in the name. But I believe that and I actually know that what's more important than the vision is the emotional state. And this is what a lot of people miss. And there are people out there who genuinely cannot visualize. It's just their brain doesn't have the ability to do it. Not a problem. You do have the ability to feel. I think most people have the ability to feel. I'm sure some of those characters who can't feel are out there too, but are probably not listening to the Your Spiritual Upgrade podcast or in my world. So the purpose of visualization isn't just to imagine money, for example. It's to feel the energy of receiving money, to feel the gratitude. I mean, imagine a time when you received something unexpectedly, a check in the mail or a promotion or an unexpected client. Like, how did that make you feel? That too falls under the visualization category. And I would say in my world, it's more important than even seeing it. It's a feeling it, because that is really what we're all after. So studies on cognitive style suggest that about 55 to 60% of people are strong visual thinkers, meaning they naturally see images in their mind. About 30 to 40% are more verbal thinkers, meaning they process thoughts through words rather than pictures. And a small percentage, this is what I was talking about, 5 to 10% have aphantasia, meaning they cannot create mental images at all. And that is from Dr. Adam Zeman, University of Exeter in 2015. So, like I said, if you can't visualize, then really practice on feeling the feelings instead of seeing your dream life. And what's so great about the guided meditations that I'm going to offer to you at the end of this video, whether you're watching on YouTube, I'm now on YouTube, hello, or on the podcast, there's going to be a link in the show notes for the free download. But in my specific guided meditations, this is why I think they're so amazing, I touch on the visualizing. I really touch on the feeling because that's the most important piece. And I touch on the affirmations and repeating the words. So I really touch on all of this. Now, using words and affirmations is another great thing to do if you cannot visualize. And so describing your ideal outcome in detail, writing it down, speaking it out loud, your brain can still create connections without pictures. And like I said, that's a huge part of my audio recordings. It's also important, if you can't visualize or if you can't see the images, you can imagine other senses or tap into other senses. Like maybe there's the sound of, like, maybe you live in an apartment and you want to imagine that you're outside with a yard that has birds, or you imagine feeling your feet in the grass, or you imagine that your feet are in the sand and you're at the ocean. Even sense, you can imagine sense. So utilize those other senses, and it's the same thing. We're trying to train the brain to create a mental picture and an emotional experience and activate the different senses ahead of time. And so your subconscious mind then seeks that reality. It activates the reticular activating system where suddenly you are on the search to fulfill that vision or to fulfill those experiences. And that's just something that happens automatically. This is so cool. Another thing you can do if you can't visualize is act as if. So instead of visualizing success, this is important no matter who you are, is embodying it. So it's a simple question of, how would my highest self behave today? And if you're going through a hard time, how would my highest self experience this challenge? How would my highest self think about this thing that looks like a failure, right? It's like my highest self is always like, it's happening for your highest good. This is somehow benefiting you. Like, we don't know yet, but it is. And really step into that energy. Remember, it's always who you're being before how. And if you're really stuck on like how or when something is going to happen for you, you haven't tapped into the who. Another thing is using symbolic representation. So vision boarding, looking at real images. Pinterest is phenomenal for this. I had a Pinterest phone background that I made. Like, I took images from Pinterest and then made a phone background in Canva, and pretty much everything happened. It's crazy. I didn't get my infrared sauna yet, but we are going to be moving to Mexico, so I'll take that. I won't need a sauna there, most likely. But seeing external visuals can also help create a connection in your subconscious mind. So how does visualization work? So I've touched on this a little bit, but it works by activating the brain in similar ways to actual physical experiences. So when you imagine yourself performing an action, your brain fires neurons in a similar pattern to when you're physically doing it. This then strengthens neural pathways, making the real action feel more natural and effortless when performed. And the key mechanisms behind visualization are neuroplasticity. The brain adapts and rewires itself based on mental imagery, reinforcing neural connections associated with the desired outcome. Oh my gosh, can I read this word? Psychoneuromuscular theory. Yes, I have notes because these are some big words for me. So mental rehearsal activates the same motor pathways as physical practice, which improves muscle memory or coordination. So this is really good if you have a fear of public speaking, if you are a performer in some way, maybe you're a brand new coach or a brand new real estate agent and you're really nervous about an appointment with a client, you can go through the scene in your mind. You could do that through a visualization practice to see yourself really confident, or see yourself at the end of the session and them being really pleased and them wanting to keep working with you. Like, that can really help your nerves. I touched on this, the reticular activating system. So this is your brain filters information, making you more aware of opportunities and reinforcing beliefs that align with your visualized goal. I've also talked about this emotional conditioning. So visualization creates emotional associations with success, reducing anxiety and increasing motivation and just strengthening the emotions that you want to feel. Why does visualization work? So it enhances performance. Athletes who visualize their training or competition improve their skills and reaction times. It boosts confidence. Like I said, rehearsing success makes you feel more prepared and reduces fear of failure. It supports goal achievement. So this is like, whenever I'm like, how do I sign more clients? How do I book more consults? Like, this is what I've always done. And I need to always remind myself of this because I make it more complicated. But I literally do my morning visualization. I see the consult come through. I imagine opening my inbox, having a consult, or now I'm in an application. Like, I'll imagine the application coming in. And then I'm like, I got an application. And then I go to my husband. I'm like, oh my gosh, I got an application. And then when it always happens in real life, it's like, oh, that was just so normal. So I got to remember that one. And it also reduces stress and anxiety. And really, the guided meditations are meditations. They're visualizations, but they're also meditations. And anytime you do a meditation, anytime you quiet your brain and take your energy from out there and bring it back to you, it's going to reduce stress. It's going to reduce anxiety, and you're just going to feel better. You're going to feel more in control. It's also studied that it can accelerate physical recovery. So studies show that patients who visualize healing experience faster recover, who visualize healing experience faster recovery from injuries. So there's really absolutely no reason not to do this. It's so powerful, but it is going to require you to take the time to do it. And I will tell you, we're at a time on planet Earth where I think all of us are realizing that the hustle, the action, the pushing, the forcing. Look at this beautiful light. If you're watching me on YouTube, like I have a freaking orb. Like my highest self orb is in this video right now, and it's beautiful. Oh, wow. I'm like blown away at the gorgeousness of that. But we're at a point on planet Earth where we're all burning out from forcing and hustling and pushing. And the fastest way to get what you want is to feel it now before you even have the thing, to find gratitude in that, to find peace in that, to find so much fulfillment in your own inner experience, that when that it happens in 3D reality, you don't even need it anymore. And you know it's just inevitable because it's been practiced, it's been rehearsed so many times. It's just a part of you. And that is really the movement, the age where we need to go, is doing the inner work, prioritizing the inner work, prioritizing your energy and your power, and knowing it really is all inside of you. And if you're somebody who's been really struggling to get things moving, and maybe you've switched jobs, or maybe you got a relationship that you really wanted, or maybe you do have the money now that you always thought would make you happy, but you're still feeling let down, you still feel like something is missing, you still feel like life is coming up short, and you're just so deeply wanting to enjoy your life, wanting to relax, wanting to have more trust, wanting to have more peace, wanting to wake up in the morning and not feel like you're immediately on your phone and working and giving your energy to everybody else. You want to really manage your mind and manage your energy and manage your life in a way that you're proud of and that you're excited about. And if that's the case, you have to have a daily spiritual practice. You have to have a daily connection practice, self-connection practice, where you're bringing your energy back to you. There really is no other way. And all the greats will tell you this. Anybody who's like genuinely happy has some sort of daily self-connection practice to quiet the mind, to practice feeling how you want to feel, to tap into wholeness, to tap into sufficiency, to tap into peace. And one of the best ways to do that is through visualization. It's one of my very favorite ways. I would say Kundalini yoga, visualization, journaling. Those are the things. And tapping. We can't forget about tapping. And so I am offering to you a free, completely free, guided by Greta meditation, visualization package. And this is worth so much because I've gotten insane results in my life. Like I really believe these meditations have helped me build my life, build my business, build my relationships, and just ultimately have more joy, more peace, more abundance naturally. And so there are 3 meditations that come in the bundle. One is my personal favorite. It's a 15-minute create your future self visualization meditation. There's a 6-minute morning meditation that I created for busy moms, busy people who only have the 6 minutes. And then I have an evening one that's 10 minutes where you review your day, and then you rewire your subconscious mind for abundance before sleep. And that one's really good. It's like you review your day, you think about what you're grateful for, and you kind of set intentions for the next day. And what you do right before sleep really impacts the energy that you feel the next day. So all you need to do is go into the show notes, or it'll be here on YouTube. I'll put it in the notes below. And and you get the meditation and you click the button and literally you get it immediately. And I also think it's at gretaertl.com/free. So you can also go to Greta Ertl, GRETAERTL.com/free, and you can find the meditation package there as well. You just enter your name and your email and it's yours immediately. Also, I have just a few spots left for Highest Self private one-on-one coaching. Now, this is for you if you are an ambitious woman, somebody who is, people would say is strong, somebody who people would say you have it together and you have a lot going for you, and you know that your life is amazing, but you don't really feel it, and you struggle with an anxious, reactive, overthinking brain that will not shut off, and you are at a point in your life where you are sick of it and you see a world in which you could feel more confidence, more peace, less stress, and you just deeply want to fulfill your life potential. You want to create a life you're excited about. Life is going by fast and you're sick of the struggle. You're sick of feeling stuck and you feel like you're carrying the heaviness and the weight of the world alone. A lot is on you. You're very responsible. And maybe you're experiencing some transitions in life. Maybe you're ready to go after a goal that's been set off to the wayside. Maybe you really want to attract a relationship, or you want to create something with more purpose, or maybe you have a business but you want help growing it in more of an aligned and sustainable way, and you want support. Maybe you're somebody where you feel like you've graduated from therapy. This is a lot of my clients. You've been doing therapy for a really long time and you're ready for coaching, which is really the next step after therapy. And you are ready to get some support and you're ready to focus on you, because you know your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship that you have, and you've been putting yourself last. I mean, maybe you're going to yoga and you're getting facials and you're doing some of the surface things, but you're not like really working on your mindset or your emotions or your identity or who you are in this world. And so I invite you to apply for Highest Self private coaching. And this is a luxurious premium experience where I am your life coach, your number one cheerleader and guide, and I usher you through a massive transformation. And this coaching is based on your human design. So in the first session, I pull your human design. We do a full-length human design reading, and all the coaching is customized to your unique soul blueprint. You also get customized practices, meditations to help you with a daily practice, daily habits and routines. Will refine your daily habits and routines so they really support you in feeling how you want to feel, and getting better sleep and having better relationships. And you'll learn Kundalini, the science of Kundalini, how to use this incredible energy to power your life. We'll do customized EFT tapping sessions to clear subconscious blockages, and you'll have accountability and guidance every single week so that you know what you're focusing on between sessions. And then not only that, but you get unlimited access to me between calls, which is the best thing ever. Like having a coach that you can message anytime, who's there to provide guidance and a mindset shift and to help you see things in a new way, is the best thing in the world. Like I message my coach pretty much every single day, and it always gives me a boost and clarity and belief in myself. And you will walk out of this coaching container together transformed. You'll have more confidence, more energy. You'll have practical tools to calm your mind, to expand your abundance, your relationships improve, your health improves. And at the end of the day, what I help you find is true fulfillment, true soul alignment, which that's really why we're here on the planet. This is the most important work you can do. And so I invite you to take the next step. It's easy. All you have to do is click apply, and then we can work together. And as long as you get approved, your applications gets approved, then we'll do a free call where we can chat and talk about what it means. You can also find this on gretaertl.com/private coaching. So thank you so much for joining me. I hope you will enjoy the meditations and send this over to a friend. Feel free to share the meditations with everybody. And I will see you next week. Talk to you next week. Have an absolutely wonderful day or night, and I'll talk to you soon.